Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Whole Rabbit live stream discussion and hangout, where we, the members of the Whole Rabbit, the hosts, co-hosts, members that hang out on our Discord, all get together and share with you a night of live experience here on YouTube. Tonight, for our interactive session, we will be choosing. Well, actually, we'll be discovering your karma card. It's based on your birthday. If you'd like to get your 3-card reading, go ahead and get in our live chat and post your birthday and maybe say something like, please give me a reading. Those two things together are probably a good way to let us know. The 3 cards work a bit like a flip book. You get 1 card that corresponds to your birthday, and then 1 card before, and then 1 card after. So, and basically these are the cards that basically flip through your life like a flip book. 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3, and they help discover patterns in your life, how to avoid them, and how to work with them if you choose to study the tarot. So besides that, I think we were going to talk about the Rwandan genocide, Dingus, and
Oh,
I don't remember.
we were going to talk about the Rwandan genocide, rock radio sucking, and whatever the fuck y'all planned on talking about before that. Oh yeah, the cum trees.
I just wanted to show people a video. That's
all right. Well, we were supposed to do that backwards at first, so let's escalate our severity here. So let's start with the cum tree.
Let's start with that.
A video.
Yeah, can you guys see it?
No.
This,
I'm gonna have to watch it on
is the
YouTube.
linden tree, which has long stood as a symbol of the loyalty and strength of our people. It is our hope that as a token of friendship between our two countries, Your Majesty will accept the gift of 20,000 such linden trees to be planted throughout your kingdom's many public parks and spaces, as gentle sentinels, proffering in the heat of the summer sun, both shade to your busy citizens and the linden's sweet, distinctive scent.
Ambassador, we thank you. And it is a most distinctive scent. Prime Minister, may we have a word? Excuse us, Ambassador.
Your Majesty?
Can
I
you
can't really
smell
comment on the
cum?
video because I have to watch it in advance.
What?
Can you smell cum? There's an incredibly strong smell of cum.
Your Majesty?
I was wondering if it might be the tree. It's not you, is it?
No, it is not me, Your Majesty. But I don't really. I mean, I can't.
I think that actor is American, the one introducing the tree.
It's potent.
Stop! Your Majesty, stop this now.
Beg your pardon.
Apologize, Your Majesty, but the whole tenor of this conversation is completely out of keeping with contemporary mores.
What do you mean?
It's not Victorian.
It's a perfectly valid observation.
Look at the funny wheels on that penny farthing is a perfectly valid observation for Victorian, Your Majesty. Don't linden trees smell like cum? Conversely, it's the sky falling in on our heads.
Prime Minister.
Do you know how hot I am? Under this hat, with this beard, this big Victorian beard, Your Majesty, I am boiling. I am covered in starch, and I am boiling, and I can barely move at home for little vases on stands or portraits of ill children praying. And what has been the point? What really has been the point of the last 50 years of my being a Victorian if Queen Victoria herself is suddenly going to sidle over and ask me, can I smell cum?
I have to say something.
You do not. You do not. You are
This is a
Queen
fucking
Victoria.
beautiful video.
This society was your idea. I am boiling, and you will say nothing. Not to me, and not to the ambassador.
You say that.
No.
Prime Minister, either one of us says something now, or from this day forward, every single park, every single summer is going to smell of cum.
Just going to have to smell of cum then.
Fine.
So we're talking about why every time it's spring and summer it smells like cum outside. I can, yeah. This is what it's like for me in Southern California. I don't know what that's like. So they're linden trees that do that.
Well, linden trees and a kind of pear tree as well. Just smells like stale cum in a sock.
That's good to know. So that's the reason that's smell outside. So welcome, Lady Kefra.
Welcome.
We are doing birthdays, and you were the first one to drop your birthday, so we're gonna do your karma card first.
Truly a meaningless and hellish existence, the smell of cum on summer afternoons.
The thing is, I'm pretty sure that is historically accurate.
I'm sure that conversation had to happen at some point. Like the first time people realized that they smelled like shit. I mean, cum, somebody would have said something. When I was a kid, it never would have occurred to me that a plant that looks like the linden tree or a pear would have been that smelled like shit, like chlorinated stale towels. I don't know. You know, I didn't know what cum smelled like when I was 10, so I can't help you there. That's just like the shit I thought of. I always envisioned like a bush of nettles, something really hairy with dark leaves, dark veinous leaves that crawls up trees in like tangled wads. But no, it's the same one that smells like vinegar the rest of the year. Those things are awful.
It's the unassuming linden tree.
The unassuming linden tree.
Okay, so let's start with Lady Kefra's karma card. So, because of your birthday, the karma card that associates with your birthday is, like the rest of them, a minor arcana card. And yours is the Eight of Cups. I'm looking for an instance of the Eight of Cups now so I can put it up on camera. Now, the Eight of Cups typically has to do with walking away from something that's no longer emotionally fulfilling or fulfilling to one's true self. Now, there's a card that precedes it and a card that comes after it. So, here, it's called the Lord of Indolence, right? So this has to do with becoming disappointed with something and going to seek something else out. Now, the card that precedes it, let's see, is the Seven of Cups, which is debauch, and sometimes that's portrayed as having a bunch of different options. So, your life probably goes from having a bunch of different options, some good, some bad, to perhaps choosing the wrong one oftentimes and then moving towards something that actually makes you happy. And this process will tend to repeat itself. So that's your reading, Lady Kefra. If you want to know more, what you have to do is just look up the Eight of Cups and the card that comes before it and the card that comes after it, and that's like your flip book. So, good job. Thank you for coming like to 3 of our streams. That's been really cool that you've stopped in and said hi, and we'd love to have you. So we got, and then next one after Lady Kefra. Oh no, there was Kiki. Kiki was first. No, Kiki was second. We're doing this in the right order. Okay, Kiki. All right, Kiki. So, I think Kiki's might be the same actually. Y'all are close enough. Indeed, it is in fact the same. So let me.
Oh damn.
Yeah, so you're also the Eight of Cups, and the one before it is Seven of Cups, and the one after it is Nine of Cups. So I have the Thoth deck with me here. Let me see if I can find the Seven of Cups and the Nine of Cups in there too.
Hey, a friend of ours who... Oh wow, we've got somebody very interesting in chat.
Oh boy.
The person who just popped in, whose profile picture said Metzley. I'm terrible with names, so I have to look real quick. That would be Mr. Steven Diaz. He's a recent sponsor of ours, and if you are, you can get the Discord too. And then maybe potentially harass us as we talk.
Yeah. Yeah, the Discord's pretty fun. If you have a weird occult experience you'd like to talk about, some weird paranormal stuff you can't talk about anywhere else, you can feel free to call in. Or if you really, really, really have something to say that isn't violent, or a threat of violence that'll get us taken off of YouTube.
Yes, no threats of violence, no psychotic episodes on air, please. You have,
psychotic episodes are fine, but no violence.
It depends on the qualities of your psychotic episode.
Yeah, you gotta have good manners when you have a psychotic episode. So like, because the first 2 readings are the same, I'm gonna show all 3, okay? And this is how every reading's gonna go. If I just show you the middle card, you should figure out the ones on the outside. So so both of yours, Kiki and Lady Kefir, is the 8 of Cups, okay? That's the middle one. I think it's flipping it because of the way the stream is.
It's the camera, yeah.
It's the camera doing that. So it starts. I have to flip it. So it starts with the 7 of Cups, then it goes to the 8 of Cups, then it goes to the 9 of Cups, which is happiness. So it has to do with making choices, and it has to do with walking away from choices you don't like and moving towards ones you do. Mostly in the emotional sphere. So, moving on. That was Kiki and Lady Kefra. Now we got blah blah.
Chanel Slay. Oh wait, yeah,
No,
blah blah blah.
Blah blah blah. It's your
blah,
turn.
blah, blah.
I am catching up to the chat.
It's another 1220. Oh, it's a 1226.
12. Okay, I was gonna say, is that the
226.
same one? Let's say.
Day after Christmas.
Day after Christmas, you don't get any good presents. I'm sorry, man.
Oh, hi, Rotting Girl. Thanks for talking to us that one time the other day. It was pretty cool. You had a different username before, but I forgot it.
Oh, okay, this is a cool one. So that is a 2 of discs, meaning the one before it would be air. So it would go from cruelty to okay, I got yours. Blah blah. Yours is kind of fun. So yours is the 2 of discs, which is traditionally the sign of the juggler, and this usually has to do with moving things around in the material world. And that speaks to how the material world, like, you can make 1 of something into 2 of something, and 2 of something into 4 of something. And that's sort of what the juggler does. Okay. And you have a preceding card and a proceeding card. I'm going to see if I can get my hands on those, too. I might have passed your proceeding card. I'm not sure. I don't have the best short-term memory, because marijuana is legal in Canada and my state where I come from, so...
I have the exact same problem.
You know, it's a problem.
Who are you looking for?
The 3 of discs is the proceeding card. It's usually on the Rider-Waite deck. It's a card of a bunch of people working on a cathedral of some kind. Oh, come on, Luke. Maybe I won't have to find them all. Are you
And
familiar with this
the
deck?
Rider-Waite Tarot, I believe the 3 of Pentacles features some kind of political engagement. It's 3 people.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. So it's 3 people engaging within a temple or a business, an official structure of some kind. It's a wealthy building, and they're discussing and debating. The 3 of Pentacles has a lot to do with cooperation in the workplace and cooperation to get things done. So to have this in your karma reading suggests challenges, struggles, and successes relating to political charisma.
Yes, that is definitely the case. So it usually starts with something that's really bothering you, and then you go to do something about it, and it becomes a bigger project. That's kind of the energy we're looking at here. It actually looks like these would be good cards for starting a business. You have maybe like the energy in your life that starts with something that bothers you, then you do something about it, and then it becomes an enterprise, or it becomes something you do more than just that once. So that's your 3-card reading. Woo! Moving on to Chanel Slay.
Chanel Slay.
That's a great name.
I just thought that was a cool name.
It's
It's
a
got
great-
Slay in it.
It's a great
It's a little
name.
luxurious too, a little bougie, a little
Yeah.
murderous.
Yeah, it's a great all-around
Right.
great name. What we got?
Got it all.
Wait, so we got, okay, 5, 7. It says 7th of May. A May baby. That's a Taurus, right? So, well, that's fun. Okay, so you're actually the 6 of discs, which is traditionally success.
I'm putting
And-
them all the same way for you.
Yeah,
it's
so the 6 of discs is usually a great card to get if you're just getting a normal reading, you know? So the 6 of discs has to do with material success, doing things correctly and having a payout for it. Taking care of a garden the exact right way, taking care of your finances, getting your money right. Now, there's the card that precedes it, of course, is the 5 of discs, which I'm suddenly drawing a blank. Oh, 5 of discs is like you're poor and things suck. And then the 7 of discs, I believe, is somebody who has like completed their garden. It's called the Lord of Failure, but that's kind of a simplistic way of looking at it. So you have an energy in your life that goes from,
No, that's okay.
let's see, so it goes from like tough times, you know, crime allowances, and then we got like success, and then the seventh card in this deck looks pretty dark. It looks like
No, it's not
let's see,
that.
I got it.
Is this 7 of Swords or?
7 of discs. I think that's usually the guy who has the field and he's all done working for the day. So it's like work well done.
Yeah, okay. So 7 of Discs in the Rider-Waite Tarot, that's what we're talking about, right? I spaced out because a friend of mine joined. That's a new one.
So your spread would look like that. So yeah, it's kind of like hard
Okay,
times lead to good times, lead to like, you know, careful times.
I think the 7 of Discs being labeled as failure in the Thoth Tarot is interesting because it can also represent being caught up in thought and scarcity thinking too much or too little, putting your eggs in one basket. I think in Thoth, it attributes more of its meaning to a lack of assessment or being caught up in thought, where other cards represent the success of that thought. So that's the reason for the difference. Also, hi Ella, a friend of mine has joined, but she never watches the podcast.
I don't blame her, it's confusing.
I think the
Yeah.
5 of Pentacles in the Rider-Waite also is the one that shows the people walking through the snow.
Mm-hmm.
And there's like a lit church
Yeah.
kind of style window that they're walking past, which implies like there's also warmth inside, but they're not taking notice of it. It's like right there.
It's kind of on the outside looking in.
Yeah.
I am lost in the chat here. Okay, Chanel Slay, I found it.
So I just want to throw this out there, people. I see people getting readings, but I don't think they're liking it. If you get a reading and you don't like it, what happens to them?
Well, you can't get a new one because
You'll grow a second ass
this has to do with your birthday
on
now.
your.
This is good because every card has a good side and a bad side, and by looking at your karmic card, it's both the good and the bad side of this card, all 3 of them, and they just flip book through your life like. You ever feel like your life kind of has a little pattern to it? This is assuming that based on your birthday, there's a little bit of a pattern to your life. All right, I worship your master. I wage spiritual, cognitional, and physical warfare offensively against all of your devils and yourself by the mightiest name of the true God. It looks like a form of Yahweh. I pray amen by taking vengeance and revengeances. Are you
That's kind of like.
that? You know, it's funny that you invoke the Egyptian god Amun in your prayer. That's kind of funny. Did you know you're doing that?
Well, it's just. I find it funny because it also. There's this funny thing that a delusional Wiccan will do specifically, where it's like, this is some like TikTok witch shit, some Twitter witch shit, that a delusional Wiccan will do, where if they're appalled, or if they're just upset by something, you'll get a little string of words that's supposed to constitute a spell, like a simple sentence. A friend of mine in this chat had one send a text to her that says, "By the powers above and the powers below." I forget the last part, but it was supposed to take away her powers, and it was like a haiku length. Her quote powers. You won't be able. Yeah, fuck those people. That's all I had to say. It was like forever ago.
Kiki asked where Hide was, so I brought a Hide. Hi, Hide.
I'm doing the next. I'm doing
Yeah,
the next
Hide's
one.
Hide is the reason people watch the last stream.
It's true. So we're doing that time of year next based on order, and that's 8/26. Let's make sure I'm not effing this up. August is 8, right? Yeah. So we'll get to yours in a second once I find your card. What does it look like in this deck? It always helps to know what your cards look like. It's funny, I can think of the Rider-Waite cards a little bit easier.
Why not use them?
You want me to grab the right away?
You can. I don't know if it'll help. Anyway, it's the 8 of Discs. What's the 8 of Discs, Dingus?
8 of Discs is, I don't know what the Thoth Tarot, but in the Rider-Waite, it's, in the Thoth Tarot, I think it's prudence.
Yeah, yeah.
In the Rider-Waite, it's symbolized by a man sitting at a table with a hammer, and there are 7 pentacles behind him on a wall, and one is on the table that he's hammering away at. It's about work, and it's about discipline. It's about sustained, long-term effort towards a goal, or really just to cover your ass.
So
it doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to find some success out of it, but also that continuing your activity will not fail.
Yeah, so it goes from failure to prudence to Lord of Gain. So this means like taking basically a garden that's like kind of failing or as it is, making sure that you don't take too much off of the tree at one time, and ultimately reaping the rewards because of it. So that's the cycle of that, those 3. Okay, let's see if I can do this next one a little quicker. So that was that time of year. That was your reading, that time of year. Okay, let's see. Any more birthdays? Oh, we got one. Dark 7, Jedi. Dark 7. Why is your name Dark 7? Dark 7? What's your reasoning?
I might be able to get an answer. It's probably, I don't know, it's probably not going to be anything spectacular, though.
You never know. All right, so yours is the 7 of Wands, Dark Jedi. So the 7 of Wands is a feeling like am I ever gonna make it? It has a very, are we there yet? But it usually pertains to the energy of something like war. Let's see. So okay, I got your 2 outer cards. Now I'm finding your inner card here. I know what it looks like. It's the orange. Okay, so your card is the 7 of Wands. And the 7 of Wands is going to be preceded by the 6 of Wands.
Oh, shit.
And the 8 of Wands. So you know, so usually it starts from a good position. Things start well. You have some kind of a victory that moves to a place of stagnation, and like oh man, are we ever going to get to the next goal? And then suddenly something happens quickly, all of a sudden, one day. That kind of energy seems like it goes throughout your life. So 7 of Wands.
I've actually heard, and this is just for this particular viewer, I've actually heard that those born during Mercury retrograde are favored by Mercury. And
I can believe that.
You have like there are definitely some negative interpretations that you could divine from your chart, but I actually think that your Mercury could end up working as strangely positive.
I feel like as a Mercury dominated sign of Gemini, I don't have as much of a bad time on Mercury retrogrades. Maybe I'm crazy.
I'm trying not to. Actually, yeah, people have reported that, but alternatively they can be way more affected by it.
Okay.
It really just depends on how that planet's aspected with the rest of your chart.
And Lady Kefra wants to know if we've worked at the Azathoth deck. Is that the one that has all the crazy Lovecraftian art on it? Because I believe one of our Discord members, who does our daily divinations for us, he uses it, but not I.
I don't use it. No.
You have some Lovecraft stuff that you don't. You have access to rituals you don't use, right? Lovecraft rituals.
Yeah.
You know some Lovecraft, like some Eldritch shit?
Yeah, I don't really do it though.
Why don't you do
I
it?
really...
Why don't I do it?
Yeah, why don't you do the Eldritch shit?
Doesn't really jive with me because a lot of Lovecraft
That-
stuff is based on Egyptian gods, so I just do Egyptian rituals.
And I don't know, like the feeling or quote energy of a lot of like Lovecraftian rituals and that kind of Eldritch theme is just not for a lot of people.
It's yeah,
It's a little gross. It's thick. It's heavy. It's bizarre. I love it. I find it intuitive.
If I'm invoking them with the light side of those entities and their Egyptian counterpart, maybe, but just as their dark format, that's probably too heavy for me, man.
Well, that's a lot
According
of what the Lovecraftian
to-
stuff focuses on is the dark aspects of those ancient gods, right? So
Well, all right. So according to Jedi, they chose the number 7 because 7 is lucky, and that kind of showed up in their reading. But also,
Oh yeah, he is the second
I don't
one,
know.
isn't he?
I guess I also find it useful because I mean there's this focus on insanity in Lovecraft's work, you know, and the gods like the god Morpheus, Greek god of dreams, traveled too deeply and he went insane and never slept again. And then the next time he did, he died.
Oh, I love that
that's
story.
just a huge thing.
I think that's my favorite
Well,
story, honestly. I haven't read one or heard one that I like more than that one yet.
It's a good one. It's really fucked up, but
It is. It's really
kind of works for me.
It's relatable though. They seem like really relatable people.
which
It
story
works
is
for
that
me on a
again?
similar level because basically when I was a
Sleep again.
teenager, I suffered from deep and intense existential dread and depression. Like,
Okay.
I had become a nihilist on my own volition by the time I was 15, and then from there, like, that was slightly relieving. But basically, I would think about just the existential nature of life hard enough that I would start seeing these like spirals of geometry, like a literal bad trip. But that would always happen when I was in a state of terror. Like I'd come across a thought that I couldn't reconcile, and I couldn't figure out what it implied either. If you try to analyze the universe in a purely materialistic fashion, without all the data, it can pose some frightening questions.
That's why the 10s are all such bad news, or at least the male ones are. The 10 of wands and the 10 of swords, but the feminine ones are not. Oh man, and then I gotta find.
Kind of nervous. I usually don't stutter this much.
I think I said before that
Oh,
hands down my favorite Lovecraft story is The Cats of Ulthar.
That one's pretty good too. That was short.
I just want to point this out. I'm sorry. There is somebody in the chat named Schism Jism. Hello,
Woo!
Schism Jism.
That's what we get. For
That's a really good name.
Well, I mean,
Okay, I'm sorry,
sounds,
Hecka.
It's like sounds like cell division, kind of.
It sounds like some fractured comp. Sounds like a linden tree. It sounds like the linden tree dispute.
Fractal Jizz?
Schism Jism. The Jism Schism.
All right, we got Malicor's cards now because he asked. Where's Malicor?
I want to do mine.
I'll put these aside. Oh, there he is. All right, Malicor. So, your card is Strength. Okay, 9 of Wands. Strength. Preceded by the Lord of Swiftness, right? And then preceded by Oppression. So, you get off to a quick... Something comes off to a quick start. It goes for a long, hard time, and then maybe, you know, you either become oppressed or the oppressor in some way. And that starts over again. He's off to
What
go
card was-
manage. He's
I
off
think-
to go manage. That's kind of his
I
life.
think his is only one off from mine then.
Really? I bet. Let's see. So,
I want to do mine after.
let's go through the. And blah blah says it feels like the podcast opened some doors. I love that. One like equals one pet for Hide, says Kiki. Kiki was watching the Yokai stuff with us in the, because we sometimes stream movies in the Discord, and we were watching all these Yokai movies, and she was
I
hanging
think
out.
it's Pompoko, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was really good.
Oh,
I want to
okay.
watch that again.
You know, we were talking about Lovecraft tarot cards earlier, and Lady Kepra was mentioning a black and gold toned deck. It might have been the one I knew of, but all right. So I don't know if y'all have ever used this site or anyone in chat. It's likely that somebody has. It was called Facade Tarot. It's been around since like the mid 90s, and it still works. But on this website, you can get like a list of like different really great tarot spreads between like 10 different kinds of tarot decks, on top of an I Ching and runes reading with numerology and like a bibliomancy section. It's fucking tight. But they have some insanely rare Lovecraft deck that I really, really want. I think it costs like $1,000.
Really?
I like it because, yeah, it's great for asking. It's great for asking questions that you don't really want to know the answer to.
Well, that's what tarot's good for.
Yeah, I also used it so I could just make readings about myself and hate myself when I was 17, because it's also really good at doing that specifically. It's
What?
very jagged.
We got to all the readings so far. Somebody's asking about natal Saturn retrograde. I don't know much about Saturn retrograde. Sometimes
Retrograde.
Yeah, what do you think, Dingus?
Well, retrograde natal chart placements are kind of interesting because it's hard to find a lot of information about them. I know your pain. I have several retrograde placements myself, including a retrograde Mars that's already in a weird place as is. But the most common thing that I hear is that the retrograde doesn't, it's almost like a flip tarot card where it doesn't completely change the meaning, but it somehow twists it, or it makes it indirect in some fashion. I think specifically a retrograde Saturn, depending greatly on what house and sign it's in, could speak to anything from problems with your material wealth and possessions. You know, it could be poverty. Saturn retrogrades tend to be very long. There was one during 2020. You could have a strange relationship with authority. It might weaken authority in your case. That's something that I think it would reliably do, is weaken the effects of authority. I have a direct and heavy Saturn, and it much increased the effects of authority in my life. Also something inherent about the way things manifest, but I couldn't tell you what it is. I honestly feel like it might help you if you're willing to try some manifestation magic. I think the duality in Saturn plays a role in it, whatever retrograde qualities it may have, though. I couldn't tell you how, but I think that would make them... It's going to get you either way.
I want to try some of these names we have in here in the Wombo art generator. How about Lady Kefera Ankh? Let's try that one.
Wombo art.
Yeah,
This is really fun.
This is fun. Wombo art.
Okay, according to my friend, Jedi 7, we've known each other for quite a while. She knows quite a bit. They know quite a bit. They claim that a retrograde Saturn placement specifically slows down the energy of the planet and turns it inwards and makes you out of step with the world.
Oh, wow.
I can see being out of step with the world.
We did Lady Kefera
Third house of
Ankh
Taurus.
and Wombo art. This is what we got.
Blah blah blah. Third house of Taurus and retrograde Saturn specifically do strike me as being an out of step with the world kind of placement. This Taurus is like the earthiest of all the signs. Specifically regarding communication. Okay, whatever. Let's go on. You have a card reading?
I
What's
don't have
happening?
any new birthdays yet, but I'm using that Wombo art thing. Have you guys heard of that, where an AI generates art for you? Have you heard of that?
Wombo art is the shit. Like, this shit's so addictive. You just type in, like, a bunch of different keywords for the kind of painting you want, and then you choose a style, and it makes one for you. Lady Kepera, here you go. Here's one. You're very beautiful. But you have a head neck. Or maybe a crow's beak. What do you think the anatomy is here? She looks pretty normal from, like, all the way up to the chest.
I thought it looked really beautiful. I'm not sure. Well, I'm going to do Industrial Illusionist now. I think Dali might be a good one for him, or Steampunk, probably.
I have a birthday for you in a minute.
Let's do Steampunk. Let's see how we do. Oh, we're going to do your birthday?
Yeah, I want to know.
We got Industrial Illusionist in the chat.
Make Hide pick the cards.
Make Hide pick the... That's not how it works.
Make
It's
Hide
based
pick.
on your
Well,
birthday.
you could. It could work that way. I'm pretty sure there's a way you can get a dog to pick a tarot card. It may be like some elaborate Rube Goldberg, but...
He did pick a card. He just put a nose wet spot on that one.
What we get?
I didn't give you all my birthday yet. Is it the devil? Damn it. It's not the devil.
Should be.
It's Queen of Swords.
Yep.
Okay, my birthday's 4/27/99.
4/27/99. All right, let's do it.
Same day as a couple of guys. One of them's the author of Yu Yu Hakusho, the best. And anybody who tells you differently is a moron and immoral.
What was it?
Yeah, what was your birthday again?
4/27/99.
Okay.
4/27/99 is 5 of discs.
Oh,
So 4 of discs, power, preceded by 5 of discs, worry, preceded, then after that 6 of discs, success.
mine's not unlike Jedi's.
It's not. Yours goes, yeah. So that actually sounds almost like going from being locked in, like almost like a prison. The 4 of discs in a way. You're like in a prison, kind of.
Okay, so 4 of discs is the starting point.
And then you break out of prison and you're like smoking like cigarettes off the ground, and then 6 of discs is like success. So that's good.
All right, yeah. So that makes a lot of sense to me. At least that's the way things seem to be going now. So I've talked about this on the podcast, but like I started out my life in a shitty situation, which proceeded to be being locked in a room for like 2 years, which proceeded to other restrictions of my freedom. Like it's I don't know. I've had my rights restricted in just about every way you can think of at some point. But then to go to 5 of discs, like throughout, I mean, even now, like my mental health is just fucked. And that's what 5 of discs is most emblematic of, at least in Rider Waite. Like my mental health is just fucked. And I don't have a lot of money. I have $8 right now. I have $8 in my bank account. So let's hope that last card comes through. Yeah! Darth Dingus. I'm sorry, I just saw the art and I have a red lightsaber.
I'm saving them. I'm saving these because they're fucking cool. This one I did Schism Jism. This is actually really cool. I'm saving the heck out of this one. Oh, that's ridiculous. That's really good. I don't even know.
What's happening?
I did Schism Jism.
Oh shit.
Yeah, so we could do. So if you want me to type something in here, I gotcha.
Look, I'm telling you, you gotta try a couple in the no art style, but I'm gonna warn you, it has a tendency to get like, I don't think you couldn't get picked off of YouTube because it's explicitly artistic, but it has a habit of producing pictures that are weirdly skin toned and porous that look like genitals, but don't really resemble genitals. It's kind of disturbing. It's like a Geiger painting. Yeah, I just got excited because I saw the red lightsaber. Red lightsaber is a Six of Pentacles moment, if ever there was one.
I forgot to save Industrial Illusionists. That's Malachor 5 who's at work there with us. Streaming with us. I'm gonna try him again. Oh, damn. His row is really cool.
Yeah, thanks, blah, blah. I really want that red lightsaber. Or a flamethrower. Malachor.
Yeah, Malachor.
Show the audience a good liquor.
Yeah, Malachor.
Show the audience a good liquor. Dance to my tune.
What a nice thing to say, Dingus.
I just like saying shit like that. Last time we got people to like the video. Oh shit! He came through.
What is he showing
I'm
us?
sorry, I'm managing.
He's showing us a Hibiki Suntory whiskey. Shit. Take it back. Take it back.
So it's a Japanese
A little further
whiskey?
back. No, I wanted to read it. I was trying to find it.
Japanese
Okay.
whiskey in a box.
Japanese box whiskey. All right. Do we have any other birthdays that want their karma cards
Yeah.
read? It's a
Yeah.
flip book of your cards that define your karma that run throughout your life. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, based on your birthday. Then we're also typing in fun things into Wombo art. Because why not?
All right. Let's see. I'm gonna think of something, but you should. Oh, that's such a cool one.
Centauri.
Oh, that's the most. That's the one for Industrial Illusionist. A meticulous blend of the finest selection of whiskeys.
Anytime's a good time for Centauri time.
Oh God, Suntory whiskey was founded in 1923 by Shinjiro Tori. For over 3 generations, Suntory's master blenders have. It's not words anymore.
It just turns into Japanese characters.
Sugoi.
Yeah. It's like eating some steamed chicken that's like somehow still not tender either, so you just chew on it for 5 minutes and it just becomes a flavorless, fibrous mash. Except instead of that, it's text on a box that becomes a smear.
It's a sheep.
So, blah 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 is asking, I don't know if this is unethical, maybe a little bit, but could you tell me about someone else's karma?
Just tell you about somebody
Tell
else's
you about-
karma. Why would you ever want to do a thing like that?
I vote yes, we should.
Is it?
Wait, I don't know, man. Would that bring consequences upon us?
It might.
It might.
It might. I don't know.
Do it just this once for the meme.
All right, you're taking all the karma consequences. Who? Blah blah blah. Whose cards are you reading?
Hey.
Are you trying to get laid? Is that what this is about?
The most common cause of card readings. That or somebody that's already fucked you.
That's awkward sometimes when you're at a bar and like two people come in and the reading is like, it says to dump your dumbass boyfriend who's talking to other chicks right now, currently.
Yes, dump your boyfriend who clearly hits you and fucks other women and like calls you bad names. Yes, you have to. You should. It's a good idea. You didn't need to come here for this. It's obvious.
What's
You told me before we did the reading what the problem was.
Do you know what her? If you know his or her birth chart, you should just do that instead.
I will take some of the karma for this if you pull the cards.
Let me see. That might be mine. 522. Yeah. So. Yeah, 522.
Oh, yes, please do that. Please do that. This is for a friend. I will take every single bit of it. I want to know what happens to this person. Hi, Mari.
Is Mari here?
She is.
Hi, Mari.
I will say, though, you know, we're operating at a loss for y'all, man, because y'all can't like the video twice, and we're doing 2 card readings.
You know what they can do though is comment and then reply to the comment and like both of those comments.
Yeah, that's what we're gonna have to do. That's the only way.
All right, so
I won't karma sponge for you if you don't.
All right, Dark Jedi. You got the same one I have actually. This is a really fun one here. You got the 8 of Swords, which is the Lord of Interference. So that's like too many cooks in the kitchen, right? And that's usually preceded by Lord of Futility. So like all the king's horses and all the king's men, you know, couldn't put Humpty Dumpty back together again. Followed by too many cooks in the kitchen, followed by like, what the fuck?
Yes.
Followed by like being beguiled by all of that. Which is, those are actually my cards. So it usually means like you're introduced to a situation that isn't changing or won't change, and then you kind of interfere with that, which causes like everything to be disrupted, basically. That's kind of a pattern.
What's the next? What is the last card? The 9 of Swords?
Yeah.
Okay. No, that's good. I'm glad. All right, so these cards, since they take place over such a long span of time, they have good and bad outcomes. Like, for instance, the 9 of Swords is associated with both laughter and tears. There is a kind of...
like upside down and right side up. I mean, it's the same kind of thing, right?
Hang on. I'm talking about a specific
sometimes.
subject. I'm trying to make an example of somebody specific, someone. But fuck.
Butt fuck.
Yeah, I forgot.
Well, I'm doing blah blahs because she says it's the man's. So you probably already have enough karma with this person to ask. I would imagine. Would ask a bunch of uncomfortable personal questions. December 20th. So that's one I have to do a little calculating. So December 20th. So that's actually the 10 of Wands. So oppression. Then before the 8 of Wands would be, excuse me, before the 10 of Wands would be strength. So strength, oppression, and then the 2 of Cups would be after that, which would be love. So that's kind of exciting energy. Let me see if I can find them cards. It's hard for me to find 10 cards. It's like too much of an IQ test for me every single time.
Yeah, but I suppose, like, even if you drew the tarot as your end result, or not the tarot, the tower as your end result. There could be a good to that. That might be your paradigm being destroyed, or it might be you destroying someone else's.
Right.
These cards are forces that are all right. So tarot cards are typically to predict. A lot of the times we try to predict specific events with tarot cards, but in this interpretation as a karma reading, these are really like forces that are active in your life, and we're talking more about the energy than we are the depiction.
Yeah. And it's not like one thing that's gonna happen. So this is like the nine of wands, which has to do with strength, having enough to get through. The 10 of wands, which is an oppressive situation, being bogged down. And then it's followed by the 2 of cups, which is a harmonious exchange of emotional energy. So there's kind of this breaking point, it sounds like, that's reached, and something new and emotional comes out of it regularly. So that's that one. Let's see. Next, I think music 24/7. Please give a like and a subscribe if you are getting a reading or like the show. It helps us a lot. You have no idea. Helps us keep making content. So let's see. 2nd of July. Okay.
So what I've noticed so far is that the cards that you're pulling correspond with the elements of the signs as well.
Yes.
So like all the fire signs are gonna have wands and
Yeah.
air swords.
See, you're smart. 2nd of July. Oh, 2nd July is right on the cusp. That's cool. 3 of cups. Okay.
I just drank your chai
Oh no!
instead of my coffee.
You'll survive. How was it?
I'm sorry, it was good. It was really good.
Was it okay?
Yeah, I'm sorry though.
Okay, so you have the 3 of cups, which is the Lord of Abundance. So this in the traditional deck is usually shown as this 3 ladies partying, which is a good time. Here we go. So we're gonna look here at the Lord of Abundance. Oh boy, the light is intense right here. So Lord of Abundance. So it goes from a harmonious exchange of energy to an abundance of energy to you just kind of get used to it being on tap, and then it starts over again. It's kind of.
Is that the 4 at the end?
Yeah.
This could also be. I'm sorry to cut you off. This reading excites me because it portrays a theme in my life as well, which is the building up of emotions and excitement or emotional tension, sensation of any kind, really, from pleasant to strong and maybe overwhelming to being completely blasé.
Yeah, then starting over.
To not dick numb energy. Is
Dick
4 of
numb
cups.
energy. Yeah, pretty much.
When you beat your meat so hard, you lose. You become a paraplegic.
Your palms get furry. You get curly hair.
Mari. Did you hear that? Did you hear what came before that, Mari?
You get
The furry
dingleberries.
palms, and curly hair, and the masturbation.
Stop making fun of me.
We're not. We're just saying it fits the description. I think I know what happened. That's how furries.
If you're horny, you turn into a werewolf. I understand.
Yeah, that's how furries are born. Come before marriage.
Yeah, save yourself from marriage.
Shame.
I know
Don't
somebody
shame
who's
them.
been saving their self for marriage, and they recently got married. They got married, and their disappointment was palpable.
Well,
Hi.
cool.
Hi, Hide. Hide.
What's this?
Hide, look.
Marriage is for old people.
Hide, do you want food? Bastard.
See, he knows that food is never produced from people in the screen.
Why can't he be stupid?
Because he's a she-bot. See, now he's looking at me because I said it.
He's like, what?
He's like, you said the word.
The word?
The word.
Well, we have that all the time. That's why he's always sad.
The bird?
He's not getting any. Look at this sad Doge. Look at he's sad. He's sad we're not giving him some. He's
The
staring.
bird is the word, though.
Do you want to turn up? You want pets? He's just asking for food with his eyes. This is what he does.
Hey, can we do? All right, can we do a reading on Felician Kabuga, one of the worst human beings to have ever lived?
Okay.
I mean, I would like a reading at some point.
Oh, you'd like a reading? Okay. What's your birthday, Mari?
Yeah, we need the birthday.
August 6th, 87.
August 6th. Okay. Music 24/7. What's your takeaway from this? You must look up your card and the card that comes before it and the card that comes after it, and that works like a flip book throughout your life. Those 3 cards cycle like energy through your life. Repeating energies. Okay, so we're doing 8-6.
Or 4.
Wait a minute. No, what's your birthday? It's 8-6?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or 6. Or, yeah.
Okay. Okay, I got you. So yours is 6 of Wands, victory. So that's 6 of Wands, victory. So that's preceded by like a fight, followed by victory, followed by like, are we there yet? Let me see if I. That's like a very basic summation of those
That's pretty
energies.
good. I'd say that's very accurate.
And it's karma in that, like, you know, these are energies that you kind of are stuck with, but they also, you have always the opportunity to get the good and the bad out of all of the possible meanings of.
Well, I feel like I'm building on stuff that is like residual from family members. Like I have some kind of legacy of curiosity. Like the only reason I looked up your podcast is because I was at the what now stage.
Right. Yeah. So, okay. Oftentimes things would progress from like a fight to victory of some kind, success. Did I lose my connection? What's going on? I think I lost my internet there briefly.
What happened to Malik? Where he left too?
I like the liquor store cam.
The entire West Coast just got knocked offline. Big volcano energy.
That was a good reading, though.
I'm trying to get.
Let's do Felici.
I'm trying to get the Discord. I'm trying to get the thing back. Hold on. It's being problematic.
We're having some technical difficulty. Oh, wow. Yeah. They still hear us?
I don't know.
Yeah, okay. I can still hear y'all on the podcast, so it's still recording.
Wow, that's crazy. I'm trying to get the chat window back. Wow, that was crazy. We got knocked off the grid for a minute. At the same time.
Back?
Well, that's weird because we're not in the same place, but 3 people got knocked out all at once. What's that about? That's weird. Were we talking about something we shouldn't?
I missed something?
Yeah, we got like all knocked out at the same time. It's really weird.
Alright.
We got like Illuminati'd out of the stream, dude.
Stop. Stop.
That's what happens when you do people's karma readings.
Is it still going?
No, that'd be funny to predict. You know, actually, I don't really need your age to do this.
Yeah,
But it's kind of
it's just there for me to make fun of y'all.
What is it?
Do you see what this is?
What is that? What is that?
It's a dried sardine.
Gross.
Kide, can you give him a fist bump? Fist bump.
Hey, when did Mercury transition into retrograde?
Fist
I
bump.
need to look that up. I think it was today.
Really? That was crazy.
I do.
I've
Mercury
never
retrograde date.
we've never had our
Sorry.
comms knocked out quite that hard before.
It's January 13th to February 3rd. Yeah. I mean, it wasn't that bad. You know, it just kind of went left and came back. It's fine.
Well, it was weird because there's more than one person that got knocked out. That was nuts.
We lost Malcor and Mari as well.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
God, I leave
You ready?
for like 2 seconds.
Kabooga! Kabooga! Kabooga!
I don't know what that
Ladies
means.
and gentlemen, well, it's the last name of somebody who I've been obsessed with lately. Because I've been reading about the Rwandan genocide, one of the hundreds of genocides they don't tell you about in school. And, well, it's just fascinating to me because, all right, so when we compare this to similar events, in America, pretty much, we only hear about the Holocaust framed as being a genocide. We don't talk about the shit that happened before America here, but that could count too. But the Rwandan genocide is something that everybody should know about because it is the most horrifying vortex of human evil to come up within modern history. In 100 days, 1 million people were killed based off of their Tutsi ethnic identity. At least half a million. No, I think that figure is inflated, but like hundreds of thousands of rapes also occurred during this time. Many of them were by people who were recently released from HIV wards and hospitals. They were used as a genetic weapon against the Tutsi people.
That's crazy.
But this was all facilitated by a man named a Mr. Felicien Kabuga, who did
That's
all
who-
of this shit
Okay, that's who you
from
were
a
talking about.
radio station.
I was gonna ask.
So the evil of
I'm gonna-
radio? Use the evil of radio?
He, more than any figure that I can think of, was successfully utilized his charisma and infectious pop music to incite a large mob to mass violence for an extended period of time. It was really an insurrection. It was military action. Most of the killings happened with machetes. But okay, so we're gonna get his date of birth here. Let's hear about it. Let's hear about Mr. Kabuga. He's still alive. He's 88.
Do his birth chart and then link it to us so we can open it.
Okay. The site I'm gonna use for his birth chart is kind of inaccurate, but it's the one that I know. I can't think of any other ones.
Astro Cafe's okay.
I was doing Astro Matrix, but I'll try that. I stopped using. I really liked Astro Matrix at first, but I stopped using it when I realized that it was somehow consistently getting moon dates wrong. All right. Just fucking. Where is the chart?
So
Where do I get the chart?
Zara says we all have an expiration date.
Yeah.
What if you're dehydrated? Do you still have an expiration date?
All right.
Mummies
Or pickled?
don't.
That's what I'm talking about. If you're, being desiccated.
Yeah, I can't find it. I'm gonna use my site.
Last forever?
No, actually, that's funny because I really So for the most part, I want to be cremated, but the rest of it, like I'm gonna have a middle finger and maybe a dick, and I don't know what else. My lips, or just a whole ass face. I'm gonna have those pickled, but the rest will burn. The rest will burn, but people will compete for the middle finger.
For a very long time, I wanted to donate specific parts of my body to friends until I found out.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, but you're not allowed to do that.
that's fucked up. That's stupid.
Because you
Why can't somebody?
Because you're not allowed to possess human remains unless they have they're a scientific specimen and have been registered as a scientific specimen. So I was like, so you mean I can't I can't give my skin to one friend and my skull
No.
to another friend. No,
No.
can't. It has to be registered. There's like a process it has to go through.
Okay, I got your
I'm-
reading here. I'm gonna get your cards out. Alright, we're doing karma card readings. Let's see, we got Zara's up next. I think that was your name?
Zara says, I want my whole body to be buried. I don't want anything to be taken out of me. It's mine.
But it can't be. What if it's part of the grand design?
I kind of agree with that while I'm alive. Or like, you know, I wouldn't be an organ donor because I don't know who it's going to, and I don't want to be a part of someone else, really. I'm kind of selfish that way, I guess. But on the other hand, I also wouldn't really accept an organ
March
if I
1st,
needed one, so.
I don't really care what happens to my body. You know, to me, the only thing that matters is the quality of the energy within it, and whether or not it can withstand the hellish conditions of the Bardo, where I will become a demon and summoned with. I would make some really esoteric, bizarre shit to summon me. You would have to go looking for it, and anytime you bought it, people would look at you weird.
Okay, so your karma cards that cycle are the 8 of Cups, the middle one is the 9 of Cups, and then the 10 of Cups. So moving away from something you don't feel satisfied by, moving to something that you feel happy about and that ultimately does satisfy you. And then moving away from it again and going through that cycle. So, the cycle of satisfaction, you could say. That's a big part of your karma.
All right, I've almost got a chart. That friend of mine sent me a chart, but since I already have this pulled up, I'm just gonna use this because I don't want to waste any more time. Sorry. All right, 1st of March, 1933.
Is this rabbit organ donor the art?
Yeah.
Nice.
Isn't that great?
Oh, this is so awkward to use on a trackpad.
Zara, do you want to talk about it? Can we talk about this for a minute? So your boyfriend died in 2017. He awakened me, showed me he wasn't a ghost, he was an alien. I mean, honestly, aren't ghosts kind of aliens? Isn't that the whole point of being a ghost? Is they're like from a different dimension, a different plane, and now they're here? It's kind of the same thing, right? I don't know. You let me know. My karma is alive when I'm scared. That's
All right.
That's an interesting
Right off
thing
the-
to say.
Right off the bat, I noticed something interesting, which is that his Mars is in opposition to the sun, yet trine the moon. It's also in conjunct the Mars.
Oh, send me the link to his.
And, okay,
So I can
it
show
seems to be conjunct to Neptune as well. He also has a really heavy Pluto placement. Like, I didn't get a good look at it yet, but they look like some really intense placements. Like a lot of bad shit from there. All that genocide in this chart. All that bitter
genocide,
hatred.
All
that genocide in this chart.
all that bitter hatred.
Okay, so here's another fast fact. I think they kind of like the attention a little bit. According to Jedi, mummies are rare because they were a popular delicacy in Victorian England.
Yeah.
Check that out.
Just the shape of it, not the actual placements, but the shape of it is.
Yeah, it looks like yours.
It looks like similar to mine, but mine's pointing the other way.
Yeah, we get technical difficulties because the Illuminati doesn't like us to talk about Illuminati stuff.
Yeah, some bullshit like that. Some bullshit, but you know, there is really no bullshit like Felicien Kapuga. All right, his Pluto is in Cancer, so that's Pluto in a water sign, which kind of empowers Pluto. It does particularly well in water signs. His sun is also in Pisces. And I think Pisces is actually, Pluto is dominant over Pisces.
Wait a minute. Are we looking at the same chart? I think Pluto is in Capricorn, isn't it?
No, it's in, yeah, it must be.
He's a Capricorn rising. He's actually got Venus on his ascendant. He's the
No, it's in Cancer.
It's in Cancer, you say?
It's in Cancer. Yeah, it's got to be.
There's nothing in Cancer.
Look at the date. What's the date on the chart?
Wait, does yours look like an equilateral triangle?
I got nothing in Cancer on my chart.
What's the date on the chart?
I'm looking. January 22nd, 2022. Oh, it's today. Okay.
Okay, it sent you the standard date. Yeah, put in March 1st, 1933. I'm sorry, I thought it was.
I was like, why does it look like fucking triangle? It's a perfect fucking triangle. Perfect triangle.
No, this one has some interesting shapes that I haven't seen. It's really imbalanced. Lots of crosses in the middle.
Oh my god, I can't even fucking select the date. Is this doing this?
Just go to Astro Cafe.
Hold on.
This is a lot of work for Kabuga.
What is it?
Too much work for Kabuga.
One more time, what's his birthday?
March 1st, 1933.
Okay.
I'm surprised there's no posts on the internet of people reading his chart. There are posts on the internet of people reading fucking Chris Chan's chart. Really shows you how obscure this horrible historic event is here in the West.
What time was he born?
I can't get a time. It was 1933 in Africa. There's no time. What did you expect? It's 1933.
You don't got a birth time?
No, it's just that day. Here's some shit that was happening on that day. Mercury probably won't be that great, but we'll at least get all the Pluto aspects.
Okay, yeah.
Well, we know the sun was probably conjunct his, one of his nodes, I think. I don't know how to read a chart if I don't know the day, to be honest. I'll be real with you.
No, show me. All right. Well, I'm going to read from what I have like I was before.
Okay.
All right. And I can stream it for y'all if you want.
Yeah.
Over here? Okay. So the first thing that I find interesting is that we have a Pluto and a Cancer here. I also haven't... Oh, okay. That's nothing. So we have Pluto in Cancer here, which is actually a fairly empowered position for Pluto. And that Pluto also has, I think the moon might have one more, but Pluto has like some of the strongest and most frequent placements on its chart. It is, yeah, so it's sesqui-square Pluto, which is something I don't know anything about, but according to Astromatrix, I don't know anything about this shit. This is too personal. All right, so here's something I can't talk about. His Mars opposition Sun is pretty interesting because his Sun is in Pisces, whereas... Oh, according to Jedi, Hitler had a Cancer stellium as well. But, okay, so his Sun is in Pisces, which is in opposition to his Mars in Capricorn, which Capricorn has this this kind of Saturnian quality to it, where it's, you know, I'm totally out of my depth. To tell you the truth here, I don't know how to do this at all.
I wouldn't know how to do it unless I knew his rising sign, man. We gotta know his birth. We gotta know what time it is for him. But do we know what, like I'm sure Hitler, we know his birth time.
Yeah, let's try that. I don't know. I will fucking make a presentation on Kabuga's chart, but I just can't do one on the fly. I've been trying to practice so I could sell it, so I won't have $8 in my bank account. I could have like 12 or 15. Let's see.
So when are we gonna all start talking about aliens and UFOs? It's like they told us that they were real, and then now nobody cares.
Well, I can say for one that I'm really not that enthusiastic on the subject of aliens and UFOs, but I mean, I did find it interesting that. All right, so I'm still kind of a skeptic, to tell you the truth, but like on the day that footage was released, it was fucking April 1st, and then if you go back and look at the headline, government admits existence of UFOs. Now, they won't say they're aliens, they just say UFOs. They're unidentified flying objects. That's it. And basically, all the news headlines reported on this, and then it disappeared. There's been no reporting on it since. I guarantee it. This probably hasn't changed since half a year ago when I looked it up.
No, a lot of stuff has been declassified, and like it's been confirmed that they have like big, huge, expensive projects to study UFOs, and there's multiple governments around the world that have. It's not a fluke. It's like a real thing. Like, people just don't care. Drop the Cash App.
Yeah. Originally, no, I'm not dropping the Cash App. I can't do that. I can't do that. It's bad. Let's see. Originally, I planned to do the Karma Tarot reading on Kabuga. I didn't plan to do a chart reading, so I guess I actually didn't think of that as I pulled it up. I was totally ready to read that fucking chart.
I would have too if we'd known his birth time.
Yeah. It's 1933. What do you want to do?
Did you ask for money just now? Because now Kiki's going to send you money too.
No, I just said I had I suggested that I was going to try and learn to read birth charts so I could have $15 instead of $8.
Got it. I hear you now.
I can't
that's the
publicly
case.
drop that shit. I have shame. I have shame. I have too much shame.
If that's the case, I have minus $11 in my bank account, and I'm not even allowed to be in the negatives.
Zara, they will show themselves, but you will have to live your life through complete honesty. You will be tested constantly to purge all deceptions you've created within your mind and told to others. So you can't listen to Depeche Mode, Policy of Truth, ever again.
What's wrong with... You know what my favorite band name ever is?
What?
Kill motherfucking Depeche Mode. KMFDM. That's like that's the best.
They're better than the best.
Can you confirm?
Do you take super?
Confirm what?
It's true. She's got no money.
I have minus $11.24 in my account.
And by extension, I have no money.
Because I'm supporting.
Well, I'm in Canada.
Yeah, Zara, I mean, I've heard people talk about experiences with aliens, and that's cool and all, but like, to tell you the truth, if I ever saw one, I would shoot it in the stomach because people are better.
Than aliens?
You know, I mean, let me show you my face for this this display of my prejudice. I would kill them because people are better. Too green. Get the fuck out of here.
They're not even
They
green.
probably smell like chlorine and soap.
I wonder.
I mean, I guess if I actually saw one, it would be kind of different, but I don't want to. I don't want to. I'm perfectly comfortable with my my demons and fae and yokai. Aliens, I don't need them in the mix. I don't need them in the mix. Space ghosts. Space ghosts. Hi, Malachor.
I've seen a UFO before. If you go on YouTube and you search after this live stream, if you search UAP over Highland Park, Los Angeles, that's my video.
Dude, link it. We'll play it right now.
Well, I can't do that right now, but it's not that spectacular. But you can hear in the reaction of me and my family that what we saw was fucking scary, and it was teleporting in the sky. It's pretty awesome. Okay, back to work.
Good luck.
Well, where's the video? What's the name of it?
I thought you were closing. Are you closing? We get liquor cam. Oh my god, I love liquor cam.
Liquor cam.
What is super chats?
I don't know. Oh, what is super chats?
I don't know. Kiki's asking, do you guys take super chats? I don't even know what super chats is.
It's we're probably not monetized yet to do that.
What are you
Super
talking
chats
about?
is when, all right, well, with super chats, and look, that would be nice, but it's also more effective if you have like a larger audience, because the point of a super chat is people will pay to have their words highlighted and sometimes read off by a text-to-speech bot on the chat, which forces the viewers which forces the host to address their comment.
Well, we're addressing your
People, like-
comments anyway, but yeah, you can become a member of our YouTube, and that gets you access to our Discord server. It's the cheapest way to get into our Discord server.
It's only like $3.
Yeah.
$3. It's actually like $4. That's a lie. It's like $3.99.
Is it? I can only see the
Yeah.
Canadian price,
Wow.
so I don't know.
I'm usually doing the salesman shit here, and y'all are fucking lowballing the prices, misleading advertising.
I can only see
I
Canadian.
lost so much.
It's only
I just
listed in
lost all my
Canadian.
respect for you.
Yeah, it's only listed in Canadian.
That's like, I don't know,
Canadian
that's like
dollars.
$5.50 Canadian or something.
It's not
Yeah.
that
Y'all
much.
use those colorful ass dollars. I just lost even more respect for you. I didn't know that was possible.
Fiat money is monopoly money at this point.
Blah, blah. If you want to become a Patreon subscriber, that will go to us as well. I don't think she has a Cash App, but there is more than one way to give us money.
I mean, unless you're Canadian, I do e-transfer. I don't know why Americans don't have e-transfer.
We don't do e-transfer.
You know, it's e-transfer.
Wait, what?
Okay, so in Canada we have e-transfers, and it means basically you go on your bank's app, and it goes from any bank to any bank in Canada.
That's called wiring. Well, not really wiring, but you just draft it through your. I mean, we can do that with bank accounts.
No, you can't. I have my phone. I can just go onto my banking app on my phone.
Yeah.
And I say, send money to this email address.
Yeah, I have that too.
And it's instant. I don't have to wait.
Yes, I have that too.
Between any bank.
Yes, I have that too.
Well, then why don't you guys use that shit instead of PayPal and all that garbage?
Because the banks are marketing it like PayPal, and everybody already has PayPal, so everyone uses PayPal.
Wait, they market it? You have to wait, no, hold on. You have to pay for this?
No, it's included, but it's called, they use different names. Like, I'm with Bank of America, so they call it Zelle.
But can you only transfer to other Bank of America?
No, I can transfer to anyone who's registered with Zelle.
Then why?
Like Cash App.
Then
it's
why
the same
fuck
thing.
does no one use that?
I've used Zelle before, but
They
not everyone
do.
has Zelle.
Everybody uses it.
I've used Zelle.
I mean,
yeah,
a lot of it.
You have Cash App, you've got PayPal, whatever.
Look, the thing is, like, in America, the middlemen were the people who come around and
here's-
offer this service for.
No. Here's the thing, though, is that what you're using is a separate app, right?
It's a service that comes with the bank account.
But she just called it a separate app.
It's
name.
not. It's in your,
no,
it's in
I
your
mean, you
bank
can
app.
download an app if you want to pay from your phone, but
It's
you
a
can do it
third.
in your...
It's a third-party service that's integrated into your bank account.
Okay, so that's the difference. There is no third party. All banks do this direct to other banks. There is no extra app that you need for it, and you can do it immediately.
It's not an extra app, but it's a third-party service. So the app is
It's
included.
not.
Anyway.
So,
Anyway.
I can do the same thing you can
Why do you guys
do.
use PayPal and stuff?
Because everyone
Because
has
it,
PayPal.
was established first.
It just caught on. The middlemen were the first people to come around to do this, and also it enables the banks to take out fees from your instant transfers. A lot of the banks still charge fees for these transfers, so people will still use these middlemen because not all banks offer them.
Really? Because
I have one.
Here.
I don't have to pay fees when I do it, so whatever.
Like
because I attach it. I put my account number in and the routing number, and I don't have to pay fees because it's linked to my bank account.
Yeah,
I don't know that our audience comes here for bank discussions.
Yeah, exactly.
So, like-
I don't think we really.
Don't get me started.
So, like, for example, if I decide that I'm going to sell something on Craigslist for
Come on.
even $5, whatever, right? Somebody comes by, they can e-transfer me. It's immediate. I just give them the shit. It's like, I don't have to wait around for it to go through and stuff. Like,
yeah, me too.
But you wouldn't be able to.
All right,
do
so
that with
do y'all
PayPal.
want to talk about like the
No, but
Knights
she can send me money
Templars
through
or
Zelle.
something occult
Yeah.
associated with the bank or the fucking pyramid on the dollar or some shit like that isn't this? Sorry, I just
wanted
you
to
know, it's
know.
been going on for a minute.
I just wanted to know. Because every time,
I mean, it's
every time
it's
an
pretty
American
much the
has tried
same
to
in
send
every
me money,
country.
it's been through some bullshit that I have to wait 5 days for. Just curious.
Yeah, because you're in another country.
No, you have to wait for it.
Try Bitcoin.
PayPal.
I sent Luke Bitcoin on the last stream, I believe.
Dude, PayPal, you have to wait like 5 days, regardless.
Yeah. Well, I definitely couldn't go out. I had trouble going out and spending my Bitcoin right away, so I did actually have to turn that into money to
Yeah,
use
that's
it.
the point of
Yeah.
Bitcoin. It's gold.
They've got fucking Bitcoin ATMs showing up around here now. It's kind of crazy. Never thought I'd see that.
Right.
I don't know that I would ever buy a beer with Bitcoin.
They have been.
They have one of those at
Wow.
the corner store by.
I'm sure they have been, but I just started seeing them now, which is what I said.
It's like investing in gold or silver, guys. It's not a transactional thing.
I'm sorry I pissed you off.
No, I'm really into this space, so sorry.
No, I meant dingus. Sorry, I
Oh,
pissed off
I'm
dingus.
sorry.
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
a financial. I like finances. I'm sorry.
I'm always angry anyway, so that's
It's true.
fine. I'm a Tengu.
But you're not usually
I'm
that angry
like
at
part
me.
Tengu.
Dingus, do
And
you have
heck, I'm pretty sure I pissed him off.
Dingus?
you.
Do you have Dingus? Do you have Zelle?
Easy, ladies. There's enough to go around for everyone.
Dingus, do you have Zelle?
Rar.
Dingus, do you have Zelle?
I don't have. Oh God.
See?
I only have like Cash App and PayPal.
Exactly. So if he were in Canada, she could just send him money. There. It's that fucking simple. I'm sure two smart people could figure out the fucking difference, but anyway.
Oh,
But I guess not.
Fucking
Anyway.
goddamn, Luke's fucking throwing haymakers out here.
God damn you two. Seriously, figure it out. All right, moving on. Net
All right,
spend.
okay, tell me what's happening.
Dude, I got a fucking PayPal. I got fucking a Bitcoin wallet. I got a fucking Patreon. If you want to send me money, I got ways.
Okay, fine. So since I'm actually poor, I will follow suit. If you want to send me money, I have ways. Somebody had to shame themselves first. I'm not gonna. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Masons are a bunch of wannabe alchemists. I think they're doing okay. I think they build buildings. I think that works for them.
Who said that? Oh, Zara.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why you trade between each other. Like, if somebody has Bitcoin, just buy it from them or ask them to give you some.
I want to get in that. We got to mint some NFTs. They just got to be creative.
I want to get into
Yeah.
crypto, but it's like I just don't.
Bunny coin.
I guess I'm not interested in it from a
Bunny
practical perspective. I just want to be. I just think of it as like a way to maybe get rich.
Yeah.
So I suppose there are practical uses that I ignore, but
You need a use case.
I don't really have one. I don't even have fucking credit, guys. I
Okay.
have no credit. I have no credit. Zero. It doesn't exist.
Yeah, but Dogecoin was made to teach people how to use crypto. That's its only use case. It's a shit coin.
I couldn't tell if I was supposed to put my thumb, my middle finger, or the horns up. I was having trouble. I was starting with the middle finger, but I realized that may be misconstrued because I was looking angry too. I'm sorry. Yeah, I wasn't interested in Doge. I don't know why, because I'm not really interested in coin, but I don't know. Anytime everybody hypes up something as the next big thing, it makes me instinctually worried about it.
You're already late to it as soon as you hear the news.
Yeah, that's sad.
It's like what happened with GameStop. People bought and then immediately lost money. Oh, let me sell it now so I don't lose $50. So I lose 50 instead of 500. That shit's. I still think about that though. Just the fact that I could have been rich by doing something as stupid as investing money in GameStop. when people on Reddit were talking. I saw it. I saw the posts from Wall Street Bets about putting money into GameStop before it happened.
GameStop.
I hate myself for this.
Dude, me too. You know what? If I had just gotten stoned one day and my friend was like, dude, buy some Bitcoin so you can buy some drugs on the Silk Road. And if I had just put like $50 in that shit, it was like a bajillion Bitcoin per dollar or something, right? Like, I would literally be a bajillionaire. Like, I would have so much money if I just got stoned and left a little bit of money in there and forgot about it when he said to do it.
Man, there's this story of somebody who spent like their years of accumulating Bitcoin on 2 pizzas because that's all it was worth. And then I think like not many years after that, it was definitely one year.
They had some change in their account still, and it was a lot of change.
Most likely, they're an early adopter.
Yeah, no, they wasted their fortune on that pizza. They could have been a billionaire.
Oh, they really spent all of it?
Yeah, they did. Because they thought it wasn't going anywhere.
That's no big. That's different
sad.
than like, you know, that happens though. Like like nothing ventured, nothing gained kind of thing. Like if you spent your Bitcoin before it was worth anything, a lot. That's the thing is a lot of people, they were trying to buy drugs off the Silk Road and you couldn't use cash, but you could do it with Bitcoin. But that was back when Bitcoin wasn't worth anything. So some people, they went out and they bought some MDMA for like $100 in Bitcoin, and they had like $5 left of Bitcoin sitting around in there, right? And then they're like, oh, that one time I bought MDMA with Bitcoin, I wonder what happened to that $5 in Bitcoin. And then they go look in there and it's worth like millions of dollars, you know?
Holy shit.
Yeah.
But then I wonder if they'd just be tormented with the thoughts of what could have been, or just think, well, it was a pretty good MDMA. I guess I got mine. I'm gonna relax now.
I think if you make that much, like, dude, we're talking like it was worth nothing, and now it's like 1 Bitcoin is 40 grand or something.
Human greed knows no bounds. I'm sure they'd find a way to torture themselves over what was lost if they tried.
Sure, but
that's like, something that
if you hadn't bought, that's the whole point. Is if you hadn't bought the stupid coin to get the stupid drug, you wouldn't have anything. If you just pulled money out of the ATM, you just would have lost some brain cells. But in this case, you became a friggin' billionaire, you know?
There were at least a handful of people in that situation. And then on top of that, I suspect that those who got rich for that exact reason have reinvested into the black market. You should. Invest in your local black market. Don't buy people. It's bad. Don't sell people. It's worse.
Yeah, don't sell people. Sell mushrooms. I didn't say that on
yeah.
Live. So, you know.
Hey, you didn't say what kind.
I didn't.
You didn't say
Canada,
what kind.
It's fine.
It's okay.
Yeah, it's legal in some places. We can talk about weed, acid, mushrooms, fucking DMT. We can talk about all that, but every time I say fuck, our metrics go down like by 10 points, whatever that means.
It's true.
10 points is something.
Your brother was a mushroom? That's cool. Your brother was a Bitcoin?
We all used to be mushrooms.
Your brother was a mushroom coin?
Yeah, you can, like, order mushrooms online here and have them delivered to your house.
Hashtag stop abusing drug. Okay. I thought you said stop promoting drug abusers to use Bitcoin or something. I was about to have to argue, Zara. I love supporting drug users with Bitcoin. I'll never stop.
Oh, your youngest brother is in the Air Force. See, I had a friend in the Air Force, and he didn't have access to any of the classified communications, but he still worked on the lines that kept him open. So the Air Force, they know about the UFOs, man. They've got a few UFOs up in their hangars somewhere, and some of them are very old. They've got like 8 UFOs in a hangar. Some of them are newer, and some of them are older, and some of them fly, and some of them they've reverse engineered and made aircraft out of.
Dude, who's the guy? Who's the guy that talked about this? Bob Lazar.
That dude's legit.
You know, my dad about this stuff too. He went out to work in the desert out there.
Yeah,
and he actually they probably assigned him to he basically was an engineer for NASA, and they assigned him to basically reverse engineer some kind of propulsion system.
Yeah, I heard the podcast about that. Now, full disclosure, I really question like a lot of alien shit, and I question Bob Lazar in particular. There are other people who I do find more believable than Bob Lazar, but his specific narrative on how the UFOs flew was that there was some kind of atom collider-like structure within it.
Yeah.
And it would send 2 atoms of unknown pentium, which is one of the unknown elements on the periodic table. Yeah. So unpentium is like a material that only exists on Earth for a split second, and it only exists in particle colliders. We just put it on the elemental table because we witnessed that it exists.
Well, it's not stable.
Yeah, it's an unstable, very heavy radioactive metal. And apparently, the way this works is that the way it supposedly works is that it creates some kind of anti-gravity effect by sending these particles through an accelerator into some kind of into a tungsten tube, where it was quote unquote transmuted, and the energy produced in that reaction levitated the UFO. Like it output some kind of force wave,
Yeah.
It's not really like air or anything like that. It's not matter.
Yeah.
That was his. He said it more elegantly, but that was his.
Even if Bob Lazar is a disinfo agent, he's clearly mixing a lot of truth with the lies, because there's so much of his story that's been confirmed, and either the government did mess with his record, or he's just an agent, and
I wouldn't be able to, I wouldn't be able to pull this up for y'all like off the bat. I would probably need like a day to get it all together, but essentially the primary thing that made me question him was that they didn't have a record of him going to his college, which he complained about. But they did have a record of him going to community college.
They were able to confirm his entire story recently. That was what sold me on
They deleted his records.
They were able to
his
prove
records
it.
at the college.
I mean, look, I've heard that, and I haven't heard who or how they confirmed his story, but the next part that made me suspicious was the fact that his narrative on how the UFO flew was basically like it was previously from a UFO movie that came out not long before he started making the calls.
Yeah, no,
it was already established.
I don't know if that's really like that big of a problem, because like what is he saying that's basically
I don't know. I don't listen to a lot of Bob Lazar.
When I was a little kid, all the things you were saying, that was like the news at the time, right? When I was a little kid, it was like, he says these things, but we can't confirm. He says he went here. He says he went here. But fast forward to like 2 or 3 years ago, he goes on Joe Rogan, and he's basically able to confirm his story he's been telling us since I was a little kid. And
yeah, you see, that's where I started looking up information about him, though, was after the Joe Rogan thing, because I was very taken aback by that story. I was very excited about it. I think it was during 2020 or 2019 that he was on.
Yeah, so I mean, even if he's
19 probably.
Here's the deal: like, you can say what you want about Bob Lazar, but I'm showing video right now on the stream of F-18 pilots that this is not UFOs have basically been confirmed by pretty much every government on Earth.
Well, I didn't dispute that UFOs were confirmed. I'm just skeptic of everything surrounding it.
Here's the thing. If Bob Lazar is a disinfo agent, as some of the people in the chat think he is, I don't know what a 40 shadow puppet might be. Honestly, that'd be cooler to prove that than UFOs, personally. But, where do we get the evidence for 40 shadow puppets? We don't have evidence for 40 shadow puppets. We have evidence for UFOs. Not just evidence, it's been, confirmed. So, if Bob Lazar is telling lies, he's mixing truth with lies because some of the stuff he says checks out, and if some of the stuff he doesn't check out, then I don't know. There's no way to know. It's possible.
The very very best lies have a little dash of truth in them.
Right, so he's got something going on, even if he's a liar. It sort of sounds like his story's pretty interesting. It's basically like he was just some engineer, and they monitor your life while you're working at this top secret security place, and his wife was cheating on him. And that's basically how he got in trouble, is because they started investigating him and fucking with his life after his wife. They found out his wife was cheating on him. Yeah, basically, and that.
Oh, like you can be skeptical of somebody and not make a moral judgment upon them at the same time. I just don't know, and I'm not eager about taking everything that he says at face value.
I guess I was at the point where I was saying, like, it just doesn't seem like these things are that like profound anymore. Like, if what we can believe anything of what he says is true, the government has access to multiple like old style UFOs. That's a cool idea. I kind of believe that.
They really do. They do.
I grew up next to Air Force and naval bases in Southern California my whole life, and I've seen a weird V-shaped aircraft, and we know that the stealth bomber was like designed long before it was declassified, and that thing's like the F-23 is practically a UFO. The Raptor, go look at videos of a Raptor flying around. Like, what the fuck? That's not even a UFO, and that thing's a UFO. I'll pull up a picture of it. It's fucking nuts.
Oh, those things are crazy. They can like break in the air and fucking turn and oh man.
They're not even a UFO, and they're a UFO. They're just like.
Yeah, they're real cool.
You know what I want to know though? I do want to do an episode on like the crazy dumb stuff. Like, okay, so Dulce Air Force Base. Last podcast on the left did a show about this. Supposedly, underneath Dulce Air Force Base, they've got all the reptilians and all the Greys living on different floors. Dingus is like, no, just no.
I'm open to practicing magic, and I'm open to talking about demons and fae and my magical results and the occult. Yeah, fuck you too, lady. Because I can test it. Because I can test it and I can talk about my experiences and I enjoy it and I can't deny. But once we talk about where the aliens are, what they look like what government base they're under, that's totally speculative at that point. Like,
sure,
there's no way that I can touch it. Yeah, I can be curious. But
use your imagination.
Okay, but just accepting what I hear when it's exciting is a totally different thing than being curious. Being curious is entertaining.
I'm not telling you to accept it. I'm saying it's fun to talk about shit.
I'll be honest.
That's all I'm saying.
I honestly think it's that. I think what we saw in Umpoko is actually what's going on.
Pompoko?
Pompoko. That is actually what's going on. It is actually yokai. It is actually shape-shifting nature spirits that are literally joking with us in the same way that those little, like, raccoon creatures were messing around in Pompoko. And their goal is exactly the same for the exact same reasons. That is what I actually think.
I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, why is that serious?
I don't know. I've had a Nordic alien experience, and I don't think that's the same
The
thing.
stream is down. Stream suspended for policy violations.